Mine's a little bit soft and floppy. The trout will hang about in fast water.
Paul, why are you in your underpants?
Drink tree.
Yes, good start, Paul. Camera
Oh, for fuck's sake, I've lost that. Fuck's sake, a brand new low.
You better get that with when you cut, mate. With
Fuck me.
net.
I can't believe it.
You'll get that with net.
That just snapped straight away, that. Fucking hell.
I've got to be careful because these underpants. Middle bottom don't work.
It's deeper than you think it is, I think. Paul, why are you in your underpants?
Yeah.
In late March? In the water that's probably enough to say goodbye to your spuds for about 3 months? Is it that cold? But if that licks your balls, mate, I'll tell you what, you won't be happy. Get in. This is where it catapults it across the river if you let go. To be fair, if you rip that, Paul, it'll pull. Net will be stronger than the branch.
Struggling to breathe. It's not cold.
Well, at least it wasn't your first cast.
What, first cast with a new lure?
Yeah, first cast with your lure.
If I don't follow it here.
Now I put my arm out usually and help you, but for comedy genius, I might just leave you. Yeah, right, pal.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's clear water, though, isn't it?
Guys, it's cold.
Let's put the lure on. All that for a quid, lure, you tight fucking Yorkshire bastard. You tight Yorkshire bastard.
First one, that one on far side, mate. Yeah.
First little brownie. Tiny. But we're off to a start.
Yeah.
Nice fish. And gravy. See it then.
Right, we're doing a brown trout video today, ultralight fishing. We thought we'd show you what gear we use. We're two rough and ready pikers, so we're not geared up for trout, but we just make use of as ultralight rods. So most of you know what I use, Gray's G-Light. It's 3 to 15 gram and it bends like mine, you've all seen it before, and that's what I use. Mine's a little bit soft and floppy. Eddie's got a
Long and hard one.
long and hard one. And what's yours?
It's an Abu Gas here, Veritas, and it's 7 to 13. 3 to 15 gram.
So a similar rating, but you can see it's a bit.
I mean, it's overrated. I think in fact it's well overrated because there's nowhere near that 7 to 13 gram or 7 to 33 to 15.
It's a lot longer and stiffer than my little soft floppy one.
But it gives a bonus that obviously because it's a little bit longer, it helps casting little tiny lures a little bit further with thin braid. I think I've got £10 Power Pro on here, so £10 Power Pro, £12 fluorocarbon leader, and Yogi.
And I'm the same. I've got £10. I think mine might be spider wire braid, but it's £10. I've got the same traces because Adi made them, and I've got a Yogi on. I've been using spinners and things. But we'll talk about lures a little bit after. But we'll explain why we're using fluorocarbon leaders, because that'll surprise quite a few people. Because we're proper into wire traces for everything: pike, perch, whatever, trout, chub. And when we first started fishing here, we were using wire tracers because we always like to be safe, but we fished it and caught hundreds of fish and never caught a single pike. And we knew there were no pike in it anyway. So, but what we found was with a wire trace, when we were casting into trees, him not me, I don't cast into trees.
I've got footage at home. Just prove that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Your wire wraps around the tree. When you pull on it, your wire's like cheese, like what I call it, cheese wire. Yeah. Cuts into your tree, digs in, and you snap off. Yeah. Your fluorocarbons is a lot thicker, and it's a lot softer. And it basically wraps around it, and you're able to then unwind it, and it flicks back, and it just helps you catch. Get your loads back. Yeah, it saves you a lot of loads. You've only got light braid on it. You will break that easy if you pull. Yeah. I mean, one thing to think about, you have got light braids as well, but a lot of these hooks that you've got, like these on these tiny Yogis, the tiny hooks, so it is sort of relevant to braid you're using it. They will sometimes bend out, so you don't lose everything. Yeah. But it just helps you having that fluorocarbon leader. Yeah. And it's not because we think the trout are scared of wire, it's just, it helps to get your lure back, that's it.
There's some more important bits and bats as well we use. We're not too bad on today because this stretch of river we're fishing on is extremely shallow and extremely clear. So you'll get away without wearing Polaroids, but we're massive into Polaroids. Be it summer or winter, we'll wear them all the time. Spotting fish is a bonus, however, being able to see them all the way across the river is just brilliant. Not only that, but some of these takes are such little plucks that you'll struggle to hit them if you don't see them. So a lot of times you'll actually see the take, you'll see the trout turning on them. Because what they're generally doing, they generally fish. How these trout sit in water, they'll sit upstream with their head upstream, and they'll just literally go from side to side. So if you could see one moving around, you could put a lure on its nose and twitch it once, you'll see them flash to chase it. So that rather than pike and perch, which will chase around anyway in any sort of flow, the trout generally head upstream, and they'll just pick stuff off either side of them. So if you can see them with Polaroids beforehand, it's a major bonus. We also come with another piece of kit, an extremely long net, and a strong one as well. The reason for this is because a lot of this land we're fishing on is really hilly, so you can't get right down to the swims. So a lot of time you may be fishing 8 or 9 foot above swim, so you've got to have a decent land in it and a decent land net handle. Otherwise you're in serious trouble. You get some like £4 or £5 on this gear, and they will take you for a right old dance. So you need a fairly long landing net handle and a decent net on the end of it.
Yeah, we've got a mate, a couple of mates, Matty and a few Neil and a few lads who fish in other waters, and typically they're fishing trout waters where they might be wading. So they only have little pan nets with a carrying on the back, and they're wading in water and they're landing in water. But we're not fishing anything like that. We're fishing, like he says, high up on bank. So we're scared of water, aren't we?
Yeah, we don't want to get in.
You won't see me getting in water anywhere. No. Never.
No.
Never. Yeah. So we'll have a look at some lures. I mean, we're both pretty similar in what we've got out there. We've got some soft lures, we've got some spinners, and we've got some plugs, and that's pretty much covers most of the things you can do. Yeah. You'll have a floating plug and a sinking plug and a jointed plug, and that's as simple as it is. We know that most of the time it's not really the lure that's having it today. I've been using a spinner and catching. Eddie's been using a jointed plug and been catching, and we'll both switch and we'll both catch. So sometimes it might make a difference to have options, but the reason we might change from one lure to the other lure is just to be able to fish a swim. If you're fishing a water that's a foot deep, you might want a shallow lure, and if you were fishing a water that's if you find a pool that's 5 or 6 foot deep, you want something you're going to get down. So having the options, and there you go. And that's pretty much all we do. Typical lures to buy, little things like little Salmo Hornet. It's a good little lure. What else have we got?
Yogis.
One of his favourites.
That's his favourites.
Jotted Yogi.
Awesome.
Yeah, great lure.
Just brilliant for catching trout.
Yeah.
They just absolutely decimate these places, don't they?
Yeah. We'll use
We
that.
fish these all day, and both of us,
Yeah.
and we'll just catch all day on these.
Yeah.
The good thing about them is, I mean, they're not the heaviest of lures, which is the problem when you're using light braid, and especially if it's windy. I mean, it's a fantastic day today, but last couple of times it's been blowing a gale, 30-mile-an-hour winds, is that you can get your lures to far side and get in contact with them straight away. A lot of these fish are sat really tight against far bank, so you've got to get it right to bank, otherwise you're wasting your time. Although they do sit in the middle of the stream, a lot of them are really on far bank, so you've got to be able to get your lure over there. So a little bit of weight on your lure definitely helps. The yogis are just not very heavy.
The thing
it does make it hard.
The thing I like about the yogi as well is it's not heavy, but it's not a floater either. So it's sort of, it does slowly sink. But it's a bit of a suspender, so you can twitch it and you can even leave it, so you can use that to make it drift around and flow. Some cranks that I've got, you pull them and they dig in, but then when you stop, they float back up to the top, and that might be useful in some situations. Like you can cast a floating lure and let it drift right down river and past a tree and then bring it back. But other times I might want to twitch it and let it dig in and then just slowly suspend and drift through a little pod. So it's using those different ways like that.
I found when I've done brown trout fishing before, especially in lakes, brown trout patterns work. They do cannibalise on each other. That's a fact. I mean, you do get minnows in here as well, but not generally this far up. So the only other prey on here is either insect larvae, flies, or other trout. And there's a lot of really small trout on here, so it's a natural thing to go for your trout patterns. So I generally have at least 4 or 5 different trout patterns, and it's proved it over and over again. They love them on here, don't they, trout patterns? I mean, you can go up to your big lures. I mean, we have tried big lures on here, but for some reason, it just scares them off a little bit. So we'll use the smaller ones first and work our way up. If we get to a pool where we see a decent fish, and we maybe need to put something decent past it, we'll go up in size a little bit. We don't generally go more than an inch and a half, do we, on a lure on here.
And then typically on waters you're looking for, fast water is always a typical place that you might look for, but this river's not always fast water. There is some slow and steady parts. Outside of bends you might find it's a little bit of a channel, and they just sort of hang about there because a lot of your insects and things will drift around that bend, so they're places to target. But going back to your fast water, I've got a little clip to show you. There's little pools up behind rocks and things like that are places, but don't be scared to fish in water that's that deep and it's flowing really fast. You'll find that the trout will sit and they'll tuck themselves right to the bottom, and something comes past and just nip up and grab it. So they live in fast water, so don't worry about that.
And the hits are positive, absolutely positive. On here, for some reason, you don't generally get it with perch and pike. When we're fishing ultralights, you know, a decent pike will grab it, even a 15 plus. I'll grab it and it'll just all be a little bit elastic to begin with, then it'll all start getting heavy. On here, so you'll get something like a pound, a little lure on here, and it'll almost rip a rod out your hands. So it's them so hard, and I think it's because a lot of the time the food's moving past them pretty quickly because there's so much flow. So they'll come out and grab a lure really quickly, or the bait or whatever's going past, and they'll hit it really hard to make sure they don't lose it. And I think a lot of the time that's the reason we get so many really hard takes on here, is they get one opportunity, and not only that, we get one opportunity as well, because a lot of these swims, if you get it wrong the first time, a fish turns on it and hits it, it won't come back. They know because these fish, as soon as they touch it up, they'll not come back again. You very rarely get a chance to hit it twice. Oh,
another thing to touch on as well is that when they fight, they wriggle about and they go crazy as trout. And a lot of people, you do lose a lot of fish, and that's just that's low fishing in general. But with trout, it is one thing you will lose them. There's a lot of opinions on it. Some people like to use mono line instead of braid. We use braid because that's what we've got on all the time. We're not really going to switch to a trout.
We're institutionalised on braid.
Yeah, but some people like to have a stiff rod, some like to have a soft rod, and between me and Eddie, we pretty much catch and lose as many fish. So there's nothing proved that way. But one thing that might help you is having your drag set light. So if you do get something big, you can't flick a lure off. If it shakes its head violently, it pulls line off, and that's one little tip that might help you is having your drag set quite light. Even so, that a fish this size, it'll still pull a little bit of line off. It'll still ping off. So, but you will lose some fish. They're quite a hard mouth, and they've got a lot of teeth, and because they hit it so fast, they might hit that fast and they might just grab there and not even get your hook. So if you're lucky, sometimes they've grabbed it from behind and they've got hooks, but that's bow fishing. Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
I mean, they don't generally swallow lures like perch and pike do. What they'll do is they'll nip at them. So what you'll notice, a lot of hooks are just hooked right in the lips. They're generally on perch and pike, you'll get them around the corner at scissors, but on a lot of these trout, they're actually hooked right in the corner at lip or at top of the lips. So they're just literally nipping it rather than like a pike will come up and just engulf it, or a perch will just engulf it. Trouts seem to nip at stuff. So what you'll feel a couple of bangs, ping, 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 and then all of a sudden it'll just go. Not that they're feeling the hooks the first time, they're just sounding it out, and then they'll come and have another go. So it's worth just persevering with them and keep on retrieving rather than stopping. A lot of these fish will come all the way across from them and swim and nail it at your feet. So you've got to keep on going. Sharp hooks are an absolute must. Yeah. Their mouths are so bony that they've got to be needle sharp of your hooks.
Yeah.
So if you've got one that's a little bit naughty, get rid of it. Put a brand new one on it. It costs pence.
Yeah. And an easy way to test a hook is put it on your finger. Give it a little pull. If you think it's going to stick in your finger, it's sharp. But if you think it's not going to, then it ain't sharp. And that's as easy as that. You get a lot of hooks that aren't sharp. And these smaller ones are not too bad because they've quite a thin gauge wire on them, so they are sharp. But that's a must, isn't it? And
especially when you're fishing on places like this. I mean, I think the record on here is to just over mid doubles. So there is some huge trout on here. I mean, we've seen a couple of really, really good fish on here. Not this year. We haven't seen a really big one on here this year. Last year we saw fish. It were just ridiculous, wasn't it? It were maybe 3 or 4 inch across its back. So it looked like a large chub, didn't it? But it were definitely out of chub territory. That's for sure. So there is some big ones on here. We just don't seem to find them. I probably don't give them enough time.
Yeah, we only give it. We'll have 2 or 3 sessions, and that's it. We'll switch to something else, and it's just a bit of a little bit of something different to do it.
Yeah, it's a stopgap between perch, end of pike season, perch season, back onto trout, and then we might have a couple of jerkbait sessions coming up. Yeah. And then we'll hopefully be back on river. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. So loads of footage to come, loads of fish caught, good bit of fun, and enjoy.
Yay. Hi fish.
Nice fishing spinner.
Crazy.
Couple of flashes here, Eddie. Couple of flashes.
I've just found this little spot here. Just wanted to show you the typical place where you might find some trout. If you look just where that rock is there, you've got a lot of fast water coming through. And trout will hang about in fast water. You'll also see just after it there's a small pool right behind that rock, and that's a place where you might want to target. Often there's trout in them little spots. So if you see anything like that, make sure you give it a go. See if I can show you it low. If you can see the low, it's probably not. As it comes into the water, you can see there's not much movement there, and that's a place where they'll just chill out and wait for insects or small fish to come past them. So always give those places a little try.
Fish? I've got it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, please. Nice brownie. Oh, you fucker. You fucker. Did you poke that again?
Yeah, I bought it. I'll poke it off, you can.
That there, ready. That smacked it, that one.
Yeah, nice ball.
You're getting better, mate.
Nice.
Not as big as one I've lost when you got away.
I saw it, we're about a quarter of a pound.
Is that a fish? No, that's a fish.
I try to pluck it off, innit, Paul? So I try to pluck it off. You'll never let that down, will you?
I don't know.
I might.
Nice fish,
Yeah. Nice live bait size.
yep, live bait size. You went out of that boat.
Yep, fish in a bit. Oh, nice one. Nice one, Paul. Nice fish. No. Oh. Probably fucking good. Nice fish, that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Took it well.
Yeah, I can't believe we got through that big hole without catching a fish. And then get to shallow water.
Shallow water. But you know like sometimes they just sit on the shallows. But that, I'll tell you what that took. It took right on this gravel. Right on this gravel, it just because it thought gravel came. He just took it. Just right thing. It were a different fish to what I hooked earlier.
Yeah.
The other fish I hooked earlier were really bright white colour. I don't know if I've got 9 foot traces.
It's like Eddie's bending into a good one here.
Fish on. Nice one. Oh, it's a chub. It's a chub. Yeah, do it there.
Right. Yay! Get in! Paul, you shouldn't be real catching this fish, I've seen. Nice, that Paul.
Yeah. It'd be nice if it had been a trout, but.
Yeah. There's definitely a couple of bigger ones in here. We saw a couple there, didn't we? Yeah. Like I say, it's just be a fantastic spot. It's really undercut under here.
Comes up from here, deep back down. Awesome colours on it, aren't they? Get it back now. You in?
I got a twig on it, it took it as I got tangled in twig at the same time. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, sound. Shit, yeah.
I hope it doesn't go on film.
Oh,
Not recording.
no, I am, but you haven't done it to video camera.
Oh, sorry.
You nut job.
Fucking hell.
I'll tell you what, if it's caught that on camera, how that took it was fantastic. It came right behind it, I've just swallowed it backwards, you can see it in fact. Both hooks there.
Have a little minter.
A little cracker in it.
Just a little flat.
Nice little brownie. Got on a small spinner. I've been mostly using spinners, but yeah, there's on plugs. Yeah. Put it back. Blue Fox, Super Vibrax, size 2 that one. You got a good side?
What's that?
Have you got a good side?
No, not really. Cheeky bastard.
I meant fish.
Alright, Landon. Catch your eyes.
Yep. Not the trout you wanted, is it?
Yeah. I thought, well, when I had it, I thought, do what a trout. I wish it had been a trout.
Put it back in.
Oh, it's just fantastic, that.
Yep, nice one, mate.
Oh, yeah.
That's fish, mate. Okay.
strong. It's the same fish. Get in. Get in. I'll come down, Paul. That's perseverance, that mate, isn't it? Oh, it's a fuck. Yeah. That's a beauty, that, isn't it? Mint colours. I might have a quick picture.
Nice. Get in, nice fish, mate. On that thing as well. Yeah. Get in. That's a nice fish, is that, mate? Fucking hell. That's Meadows Day, that.
Like under a stone.
That's Meadows Day, that. Let's get. When we get under here. I know. Well.
No. It's not a bad one.
No.
Just come from the middle of nowhere. Slightly bigger lower. Just come and nailed it.
That's the lure we're using.
Got Rapala. Twitch bait. Tried everything for you as well, haven't we? Mint colours.
Fish. Nice fish, Eddie. Yeah. Nice fish. Here, Eddie, coming to you. Yes. Get in.
Mint.
That is a cracker.
Fucking hell, that went, didn't it?